Welcome back. Now, this is going to be just a short little video for review purposes mostly, because, when friends and family and, when we go out and we run into an old friend or someone that we've, studied with and shared in the past, or whatever the case may be, we ask them, those who are familiar with, the 2300 ending in 1844, we ask them, and present this little, gem of truth and question for them, do you know that we actually have now two divine chronologies to prove 1844, and automatically there's a, an interest. Okay. But the sad thing is, because of the ingrained, preconceived traditional interpretation and understanding, which there needs to be, we pray for, an open minds and hearts, that the scales, will fall off and they'll be able to see, because, in a lot of instances, there's not a whole lot of time to get into a big, long, deep, detailed discussion. And it's kind of like, Jesus's parable, the seed was sown, the wayside scenario, and the and this can be in all, the first three scenarios, with the wayside and the stony ground and among the thorns. And what we hope, just even in this little presentation, because these slides have been put together just years ago, and it's just been sitting on my my thumb drive as we've been doing a lot of the other thought papers and video presentations. It's short, and so look, here it is. So we have, friends, wow, instead of one, would you rather have two? We actually have two divine chronologies at the beginning of the 2300 years that, yes, began in 457 BC, which, number one, was the 2300 year chronology, right? And the second was the 70 weeks or 490 years. Both those chronologies, because the 2300 years, goes to 1844, but the 70 weeks goes to, remember, 34 AD, okay, 490 years. But there's actually two chronologies that start at this same point in time, okay? That's at the beginning of the 2300 years. Two divine chronologies at the beginning. Now look at this. See right here, we have 457, the 2300, and we have the 490. So two divine chronologies at the beginning. And what you're going to see here is, well, this, what we thought originally was just one chronology to prove 1844 right here at the end of the 2300 years. We actually have two divine chronologies at the end, not just one at the end, not just two at the beginning, one at the end. We actually have two at the beginning, two at the end. Okay. Two divine chronologies at the ending of the 2300 years in 1844. There you have it. See, number two here. But the first one's the 2300 year chronology, 457 BC to 1844. But here you have the 1290-year chronology. And if you've been following us in our videos, you'll automatically, yep, there you go. Got it, remember it, right? 1290 starts in 554. And this has been proven based on what the man in linen said. And I wonder if I can move that. Yeah, let me move that up here, just so you can see. Because the question, admite, how long or until when, was asked by the inquirer to Palmoni, the wonderful number, the man in linen. Until when shall be the vision, one, concerning the daily, and this is Daniel 8. Now, your hinge point is Daniel 12. The daily is connected with the 1290. So essentially, you're saying, admite, how long, until when, shall be the vision concerning the daily, which is connected to the 1290, and the transgression of desolation, 2, to give both the sanctuary and the host be trodden underfoot. And from the time that the daily, right here, 554, shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. Okay, and that's from Daniel 8:13. And that's supposed to read 12:11, I believe. So there should be a one there, because I'm quoting from Daniel 12:11. And from the time that the daily shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. So you know at the beginning, you have the 2300 and the 70 weeks or 490 years. So 2 divine chronologies at the beginning, 2 divine chronologies at the end with the 2300 and the 1290. Because remember, admite, until when? Concerning the daily, which concerns this right here. Until when? What was the answer? Until right here. Because then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. That's Daniel 8. When you get to Daniel 12, since you know that the vision concerning the daily, and here, the daily shall be taken away, 1290 years, it terminates here. All you have to do is count back 1290 years, and you reach 554. Not back here on the timeline with 508 or 538, with the 1260 or 1290. 554 plus 1290 equals 1844. 554 plus 1260 was 1814. How do you prove that? Revelation. 5 kings. Because the 5th king, Napoleon, abdicated in 1814. Justinian, Charlemagne, Odo the Great, Charles V, and Napoleon. Tick, 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 tick. 5 kings until 1814. There's your 1260. With the 30 additional years, you have the 1290. Terminates there. Okay? Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Okay? 2 witnesses at the beginning, 2300 and the 490 years from 457 BC. Is this 490 years went to 34 AD? So 1, 2, 1, 2. 2 witnesses at the beginning, 2 witnesses at the end. And remember, there was supposed to be at least 2 witnesses. Okay. How long shall be the vision? Until when? Concerning the daily? Daniel 8? Daniel 12? The daily concerning the 1290? This is what the man in linen said. I didn't say it. I didn't write it. Okay. And from the time has to be from here and not at any point prior. Because that has to be when it was taken away. And the abomination that maketh desolate set up. And that's where your priest and your king combine with the little horn, Justinian, the Royal Pragmatic Sanction, giving the Church, Catholic Church, okay, basically license to do what it did during this whole long period of 1290 years, where Christ daily, high priestly administration, what he was doing was people were blinded. What did they have instead of that? The confessional, the Eucharist, okay, indulgences, dark ages. How sad, okay? And that's what made it a transgression, an abomination of desolation. That's what made it so terrible, okay? 2 chronologies, 457, the 2300 goes to 1844, and 554 plus 1290 equals 1844. These 2 chronologies with 457 and 554, the 2300 and the 1290, both terminating in 1844. You have these 2 divine chronologies, 2300 and the 1290, which starts at these 2 dates that terminate here, 2 witnesses to prove 1844 to be correct. And it can be denied, it can be rejected, it can't be dismantled, it can't be proven wrong. Okay, so there you have just an example of a newspaper clipping, illustration of Miller's views of the end of the world in 1843. And we know that was a mistake in some of the figures, but a mistake, singular, in some of the figures, plural. Remember early writings? Or was it early writing 74? A mistake in some of the figures. This wasn't the only one. 508, 538, 1798. Because of what the man in linen said in Daniel 8, 13 to 14, and Daniel 12, 11. His hand is removed, showing that those were a mistake in some of the figures. Okay? Not everything was wrong. So hopefully that helps. I believe that's the last one, yeah. So stay tuned. God bless.